What's going on, YouTube? This be your boy Jay, Teezy, and y'all already know NFL season started up Thursday. So before there's any confusion on who your boy is rolling with, y'all see it. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Got the New York Giants on. I don't care how garbage we are. I'm always going to roll with the Giants. So remember that. I'm real. I don't flip-flop like some of y'all, but we going to keep that for a whole nother conversation. But I did want to give you guys some insight on what these people are doing, because I personally have talked to a lot of friends who I know who are resellers, and they do this stuff a lot. Yeah, so I just wanted to bring that information that I've learned from other people and bring it to you guys, so that if that's something that you guys are interested in and want to do, you guys would know how to do. So if you are excited to go ahead and talk about some sneakers today, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below. We are sitting at 80 subscribers, and we still are on that road to 100, you know what I'm saying? So definitely make sure that y'all hit the subscribe button. If you guys are passing through, it would mean a whole lot to your boy. Also, go ahead and smash that like button as well. I know y'all hear that all the time, but I promise you it goes a long way in helping the channel. Also, too, go ahead and share this on Facebook, Instagram, whatever you got, and let your people know it's always more room in our family. And you can also follow me personally on Instagram at It's Teezy Baby. That's ITZ_TEEZY_baby. Now, with that being said, let's go ahead and talk about some sneakers, and let's talk about these rise of the resellers. All right. So the first thing, and that's y'all see I got my notes, so I don't get sidetracked. But the first thing is you gotta be a people person to come into this kind of game. You can't just sit there, you know what I'm saying, and not have any type of connects at all. You got to know people, man, especially if you're going to want to do it the traditional way, as opposed to buying a bot. You have to be a people person. You have to be somebody that people like, so that people will actually be able to, you know what I'm saying, they'll trust you to do things. Like, for example, I said this in one of my How to Cop videos, go into these malls and get to know some of these people. That'll help you. I know they're not supposed to do that kind of stuff, but they do. Also, knowing people at these resale shops, or even like these stores that are supposed to be like Nike official stores that are kind of like mom and pop kind of shops. Get to know some of these people. They may tell you, hey man, I got this shoe early. Come get your pairs. If you know how to build those relationships, you do that by actually going in the store and helping them move shoes that they don't usually move. Have conversations with these people. You know what I'm saying? It's a shoe store. In most cases, they're not like super busy where they can't talk to you. You know what I'm saying? So that's a big part of it. I know some people will be like, hey, I'm buying everybody in here lunch. I'm not doing that. But I'm also not trying to be a reseller. But if that's something that you guys are interested in, then I would definitely recommend doing that, because that also helps. All right, next up, y'all, you got to have some bread saved up. And what I mean is, when you go into these resale shops, or you go into any store and you trying to do the resale thing or whatever, they're not going to want to sell you 1 or 2 pairs of shoes. They're just not going to do that. They're going to be like, I need you to buy 10, 20, whatever. We need you to buy a bunch of these shoes and get these shoes out of our hand if you're going to do this, because they have to see that they're going to get something out of the mutual deal. You know what I'm saying? So definitely make sure that you have some money saved up. Honestly, if you wanted to do it big, if you wanted to start it small, get you maybe like $2,000. Try to buy up shoes on release day. Go to some of the resale shops, in which we're going to talk about later. Maybe buy them for a little bit over retail. You know what I'm saying? Because shoes do go up in price. But you got to have that bread saved up. And if you want to do it the way that y'all see these big folks on YouTube doing it, you know what I'm saying, you're going to have to start out with at least $5,000 to $10,000 and get these shoes out of here. You know what I'm saying? So definitely make sure that before you do anything, make sure that you save your chips. All right. Next up, y'all, one of the most important things is you have to be willing to travel. I live in Birmingham, Alabama. I know a reseller who literally drives back and forth from Chicago getting shoes. But when he comes back and they sell out, he's instantly making that money. So you have to be able to have that time to travel, because these people are going everywhere. Like, if y'all ever seen, if y'all haven't, Flight Academy Kicks, this man lives in Florida. One day he's in Chicago. One day he's in Atlanta. One day he's in New York. One minute he's in Cali, and he's buying up these shoes. And that goes into building these relationships and stuff like that, because they go to like these sneaker cons and stuff too. And that's another thing with building relationships. Get to know people at these sneaker cons. Even if you don't go and buy anything, get to know these people. Because if you get to know these people, they may actually give you information, or they may help you get shoes later on. But you have to be willing to travel for this stuff. You can't just, you're not going to be able to just sit there unless you're running a bot. Now, if you want to run a bot, that's a whole nother ball game. But if you want to be the guy who's popping up on Facebook and Instagram or whatever, like we're talking about right now, and you had them shoes stacked up, you know what I'm saying, and you want to sell them, got to be willing to travel. Even if you're a botter, sometimes you have to be willing to travel, and you have to have relationships with other people. So definitely make sure that you know that you add into your expenses that sometimes you're going to have to make a couple trips. Next up, all right, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to talk about watching the market. Be a smart person, because these people don't invest in every single shoe, because every single shoe is not going to sell, okay? Some of them may, some of them may not. And the way to do that, make sure you got your StockX. Make sure you're on YouTube watching what people are saying, because a lot of these folks do get these shoes to review early. Look at how the people in the comment section are feeling about them. See if this is something that people are hyping up. You know what I'm saying? You got to know that kind of stuff. And when it comes to, because when it comes to these shoes, you want to try to grab up most of the hype releases is what you're going to want to try to do. Because how these people really make money, it's not off selling you the GRs, but it's not off that kind of thing. It's off selling you things like fragments, like Stussy collaborations, some of them. Doing like these New Balance Bodega stuff. Doing Off-Whites, all that kind of stuff. That kind of stuff where the things retail for like somewhere between $150 to $200, and they go up. Or SBs, you know what I'm saying? Those kind of shoes, that's the kind of stuff that really helps these resellers come up, man. So I would highly always recommend to watch the market, because some of these GRs, they get popular really quick. Like some of them, you can take right now and make a good buck on them. Like, for example, if you got you some Royal Toes, I promise you right now, those Royal Toe ones are all heading up to $400 if you got those earlier on in the year. And you got to know those kinds of things. You got to know the trends. You got to know what's hot. Like right now, Jordan 1s are probably the hottest things in the world. So are SBs. You got to be adept to those kind of things and know that kind of stuff. So you know that when you go and you buy shoes to resell, you're going to make a good penny, and you're gonna get some losses. But being educated and staying up with the trends is always going to be helpful for you if that's the route that you're trying to go. Also, make sure that you know the market in the city where you are, because if the people in your city mess with you, man, your shoes will fly like this. So there are some cities where all GRs are hype. Like in my city, GRs, all of them go, like, they're crazy. Like, people are spending like $300 on Bel Airs and denims and all that kind of stuff, but because they're not necessarily informed. And I'm not necessarily saying that you should take advantage of people, but understand what people are willing to spend on things. That's the most important thing when it comes to stuff like this. So, yeah, definitely make sure that you're watching the market. Make sure that you understand the trends. Do your homework. And that should minimize the amount of losses that you get when you're doing this stuff. All right, last up, and this is the thing that I feel like is the most important when it comes to doing this whole resale thing. What you'll see is they'll get these GRs and they'll take these general release shoes and be like, hey man, I know this retail for $190, but let me go ahead and give it to you for $350, even though on the market, you know, after a release, it's only going to be like $220. You know what I'm saying? Now, if somebody wants to pay that, I can't tell nobody how to spend their money, but I'm saying, I guess this is more like an ethical type issue, and it's something that's important to me. If you're going to be a reseller, be fair with your people. Don't treat those people like y'all, I about had a heart attack because I thought my homeboy Biohacks was gone, but they up here. Anyways, that's live. That's a live blooper for y'all. But yeah, man, like if y'all know, like something like, I got a couple GRs that came out this year. So these are right here. All right, let's talk about these. Let's say the Fire Reds, right? So you know that before COVID, OG colorways weren't gonna resell for that much. They were gonna maybe resell for like maybe $250 online. So in that case, instead of trying to charge somebody off the hip for it for like $400, which believe it, a lot of people will do that, doing it look for like $275. I feel like that's fair because when it comes to customer service, you don't want people to think that you're only out to get them and you're only out to make $1. Like, for example, like people, you can tell when people don't care, right? Because if you go somewhere like, let's say like McDonald's and Chick-fil-A, the level of customer service and the way that they treat you and the speed and just everything about it is completely different, right? So basically what you're doing when you're doing stuff like this, you are selling yourself. You're marketing yourself. You don't want to be that person who people say, oh, they're just gouging up prices to make money. You don't want to be that person. You want to be the person that people feel like is on the side of the community. So and then later on, once you build a customer base, if you want to do that, that's on you. But I personally would wait on a lot of this stuff because I'm going to keep it a buck with y'all. A lot of these resellers I'm not fooling with because I feel like that their prices are unfair and they're taking advantage of the community. So just keep that kind of stuff in mind if that is something that you guys want to get into. So that's all I got for you guys today. I did want to go ahead, though, and go over some of this stuff because I see a lot of y'all. I see a lot of y'all saying stuff like, how are these people making this money? Why is it that they're basically, they don't work, they don't do anything? And that's true. I wanted to give you guys a little bit of baseline information on there based on the people that I know and the questions that I've asked the people. Obviously, there's a plethora of information out there. You guys do want to look into this kind of stuff, but I did want to give you guys at least some baseline information because y'all know at the root of everything, yeah, we're going to do reviews. Yeah, we're going to talk about some other stuff, but I definitely wanted to go ahead and educate you guys a little bit and give you guys a little bit of information on how the sneaker game works and how, if it's something that you want to do, that you can actually go ahead and do it yourself. But like I said, that's all I got for y'all today. So it's your boy Teezy, and I'm live from the 205, and we out. Peace.